Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I am George. We're all George. So welcome to another market open. More developments with the invasion. Is Russia, well, specifically, is Putin ready to stop? And what does China have to do with this? So there's been a lot of developments I'm going to share, and there's a working thesis that I want to share as well. Also, more news about the Fed and the upcoming rate hike, and let's take a look at the markets. So smash up the like, subscribe to the channel, follow me on social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and check out all the latest news, article, and guides at CryptosRUs.com. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning, everyone. Today is a green day. Today is a green day. Futures pretty much in the red, but now have turned green. Europe, I mean, take a look at the European markets. Man, up 3%, almost 4% in some markets, right? So today, everything is swing to the green. And yesterday, you know, NASDAQ and Dow, everything was deep in the red. And of course, NASDAQ flipped to the green too. So it looks like day 2 of green. And of course, Bitcoin is still on its uprise. It's above 39,000. It was as high as 39.7, almost crossing 40,000. This is what I said last night. Bitcoin looks like it wants to continue on. So we're now sitting above 39,000, above this 38.5 resistance. That's fantastic. So what is going on? What's making everyone so bullish all of a sudden? Well, first of all, the obvious is, there's just a lot of opportunities. Too many things were oversold, right? So now traders and investors both are just stocking up once again, right? Investors never left, but traders now are looking like they're getting back in because there's just a lot of attractive buys right now. So that's the most obvious. But there are developments on this Russian invasion. So unfortunately, day 2, Ukraine's Kyiv, which is their capital, is being attacked. So right now, Ukrainians and Russians, they are basically battling it out. But, I don't know how long this is going to last, but from what I'm hearing, it could be soon. As soon as this weekend is over, this could be controlled by Russian forces, okay? Again, casualties seem to be down. It does seem like Russia is trying to avoid collateral damage as much as they can. But of course, if you look at a residential building like this, it is absolutely decimated, right? But it does seem like what Russia wants to do is basically take over the capital with the minimum amount of casualties. So that is the latest. So will they be able to take over within the next couple of days, within this weekend? It's looking like it's a possibility. However, here's the thing. Putin now has come out and said, well, okay, you know what? We're ready to talk if the Ukrainian army lays down its arms. So this all of a sudden came out that Putin is ready to negotiate. Negotiate what? Right? They're about to take over the capital. So basically, I think what Putin wants is, hey, you guys just lay down your arms. No one, we can avoid casualties, but just give us the capital. That's what it's sounding like right now, right? So it does look like this is what's happening. However, this gets more interesting. There's an interesting plot, and I'm going to share a theory with you that, you know what, now China, President Xi, jumps in and calls Vladimir Putin all of a sudden, and could be negotiating a ceasefire, right? But why? There's all this stuff that's happening right now, right? So why is this happening right now? So there's a working theory, of course, that a lot of people think that Putin and Xi are best buds now, right? Waiting for an invasion to happen after the Olympics is over. I don't think that's a coincidence. The two presidents, standing together, sharing food on opening ceremony. That's not a coincidence, right? And now that this is happening, probably not a coincidence either. So the working theory is this, that after Kyiv is taken over by Russia, by Putin, basically Russia has succeeded in taking over the country, and then China's go jump in and negotiate, whatever ceasefire, whatever, and negotiate that Russia back down from its war, although it's already taken over Ukraine. And then China comes out looking like the good guy, right? And then this could set things in motion later on about, China's own ambitions to take over Taiwan. I mean, this is just a working theory, right? But there's a lot of stuff happening behind the scenes right now. So it's hard to tell what's actually going on, right? So that's the latest. China is stepping in the game. Russia and Ukraine still battles it out, but it does look like Kyiv is going to be taken over within the next few days. And then we'll see what happens. We'll have to see what happens. But it does look like, I don't know if Russia's really ready to talk. It's more like, surrender. Like basically, I think what they're looking for is Ukraine to surrender. Although, Ukraine themselves, Zelensky says that, they're doing pretty good. They're stopping all the, stopping on all fronts the Russian army from coming into the city. But again, how long will that last? Don't know. I mean, in the meantime, right, the U.S. and the world is putting heavy sanctions against Russia, which seems to be ignored. The EU, Japan, Australia, New Zealand, Taiwan, United States, the UK, that's a lot of countries, have all basically come out and said, we're going to freeze all assets. We're going to stop doing business. We're going to stop exporting to Russia. We're going to stop buying from Russia. Pretty much everything you could say outside of cutting Russia off from SWIFT, right? So all these sanctions have been placed, but it doesn't seem like it's having any effect right now. And it could be because of that connection with China, right? It could be because of that. So, but with all that said, the markets are certainly reacting in a good way, right? Unfortunately, war is never a good thing, but you could see European markets rallied hard today. And pre-market in the U.S. looking like it's going to turn green, which is a continuation of yesterday, right? So things are flipping forward because I think a lot of people think that this war may be coming to a conclusion sooner than later. Although, we get faked out by this all the time, right? Sometimes we get these relief rallies and things turn right back around. But right now, that's how the markets are reacting in a very positive light, right? And Bitcoin is still hovering above 39,000 as we speak. So there's 5 minutes left before market open, before the bell rings. So that's the latest with what's going on with Ukraine, Russia, and now China, and the U.S. and the rest of the NATO nations are just waiting to see. There's a lot of talks about sending weapons and supplies and money, right? But none of that seems to be working right now. So that's the latest. Now, for the rest of us outside of this, there are other things that we need to worry about. For example, what the Fed is going to do. So today, the PCE data came out measuring inflation, and it is the highest annual gain since 1983, up 5.2%, which came in a little bit higher than expected. It was 5.1%. So again, massive increase in inflation, right? Oil prices, gas prices, gasoline prices probably continue to go up because of this conflict and sanctions that's been placed upon Russia, right? So that's going to add to this. And you know what? This is putting a lot of pressure on the Fed, right? So the rate hikes are going to come. The meeting is going to happen next month, right? But what is Fed Chair Powell going to do, right? What is he going to do? Is he going to be very hawkish or not? Because traders are anticipating that he's not going to be so hawkish now, right? They believe it's a 25 basis points. The last time I checked, there's like 90% belief that it's 25 basis points because of what's going on in Europe. But who knows? Maybe he surprised the market and does a 50 basis point hike because of inflation, right? So overall, this is still uncertainty. Although we are coming into March pretty quickly. The meeting's not until like mid-March. I think it's March 20th. So we do have almost a full month to wait. But we are exiting February and getting into March. So this is something to worry about. Although I made this point yesterday, uncertainty is what brings markets down. Okay? Certainty, clarity brings markets up. So whatever it may be, once it's announced, I think the market will price it in and move forward and can then continue or actually start its recovery, right? But right now, there's still a lot of talk, speculation up and down on what's going to happen, right? We don't know. But this is still something that we need to pay attention to outside what's going on in Europe right now with Ukraine, Russia, and now China. All right. Other things. I mentioned this yesterday, so I'll just mention it again. But this relates to crypto. Two companies, Coinbase and Block, both reported their earnings yesterday, and they're really, really good, spectacularly good. Coinbase made $2.2 billion in revenue just in Q4 alone, and Block nets 1.18 profit. With a 47% year-to-year increase. So obviously, exchanges or any financial institution that's dealing with Bitcoin right now is seeing us, an avalanche of trades, which is why revenue is coming so high. Now, profit is pretty low. It's still pretty low, but it is definitely helping on the top end, which is the revenue. And what's interesting, if you look at this, look at the full year. So from 2020 to 2021, take a look at that. The revenue increased over 6x. 6x from retail side. That's a tremendous, tremendous gain within a single year, right? 2021 was really the breakout year for Bitcoin. Even on the institutional side, it went up 6x. So bottom line is 2021 was fantastic, absolutely fantastic for Bitcoin and crypto overall. And the gains are much higher than that, right? This is why I know a lot of people concentrate day to day, week to week, and say, oh, Bitcoin and crypto is still down, 30, 40%, 50% from its high. But if you look at it, versus, say, 2020 or the start of 2021, right? Very, very different because things were much smaller back then, especially 2020. 2021, we started already coming up, but 2020, everything was still dirt low and dirt cheap. So kind of interesting to look at that. And I don't think Square was broken up or anything. I still call them Square, but they're Block now. And Block, of course, is working on a lot of other things. For example, new Bitcoin miner, fiat on-ramp DEX, right? And they're working on, I believe, what is it? I think they're working on a wallet as well. I may be wrong about that. I remember a wallet, but that is something. And of course, Jack Dorsey already implemented Lightning Network within a Cash App. So you can basically send Bitcoin anywhere to anyone, feeless. And that's important right now, especially with Ukraine. Yesterday I covered how, a lot of Bitcoins have been sent in support of Ukraine and their military and for humanitarian reasons. And unfortunately, you have companies that like Patreon that is blocking those kind of donations, right? And we have seen this with, of course, Canada as well. So, the more we adopt and embrace decentralized payment networks like Bitcoin and others, the better off we are. We're not there yet. It's not like everything could be overthrown right now, but hopefully we get there someday. All right, so market. Oh shoot, I forgot to ring the bell. Sorry, I forgot to ring the bell. NASDAQ turned slightly red. Interesting. All right, let's just Let's do some Q&A here. Good morning from California. Good morning. Microwave beans. I appreciate the support, but that is the last job I would ever want. All right. The pipeline halted, not stopped. Yeah, the Nord Stream 2 has been halted, but Germany still really wants that natural gas, so I don't know if that's a permanent block. Salamondo says 50 basis points is already priced in. I don't know if that's true, because now people are pricing in 25 basis points again. So Jubilee, you made a good decision to stream market open. I appreciate that. I mean, there's a lot of, there's a lot of stuff that, especially now, a lot of stuff to talk about, right? And it's all related. Despite the rumors, no, I did not make any phone calls to Putin. All right, what else is there? Real question. Wait, Tiberius says, real question is what's coming or what we are not looking at. Here is what I'm worried about. You can't, there's no way. Everyone is guessing and giving their theories or thesis, right? No one could actually know what's happening unless they're actually Putin and Yi, right? Not even Biden probably knows what's going on. So, but you have to, just like the markets and just like Bitcoin and crypto, you have to put two and two together sometimes yourself. No one's going to give you the answer. So there are a lot of things going on behind the scenes, right? But if you're looking at data that's coming out, news that's coming out one after another, you got to put it together, right? But from an investment standpoint, you can definitely see that the markets move in mysterious ways sometimes, right? When everyone thought that Bitcoin was going to crash back down to 33,000 or 28,000, that's still being talked about, guess what? It didn't. And Bitcoin had a very sudden reversal from 34,000 now back up to 39,000. Doesn't mean that we're just going to continue upwards to 60,000 right away. There will probably still be more volatility. But again, all this guessing doesn't do anyone good. Trying to guess what bottom is doesn't do anyone good, right? You look at in terms of putting two together, you look at the growing fundamentals, the growing metrics, the growing adoption, and the use cases now, especially now. You put it all together, you realize Bitcoin is the answer. And as a long-term investor, what you want to do is just hold. Hold and hold and hold. And if you can dollar cost average and buy because you have cash on the side, that's even better. But ultimately, you put all that together, what is the solution? The solution is Bitcoin. So, yeah, no one's going to tell you exactly what's going on, okay? There's games being played left and right everywhere by countries, by politicians, by traders, by Wall Street. Everyone's playing their own game. But those who can connect the dots and put two together are the ones that control the game, right? That knows what's coming. All right. Oh, you know what's funny? I saw on this, I don't know if this is true, but in this news report, it says that Russia said today expects support from India at the UN Security Council. I don't know where this came from. That somehow India was going to back Russia. I don't know if that's 100% fake news or what, but I mean, that just seems like way from left field. So I could see the connection between Z and Putin, but I don't know where India is coming from, right? So We'll see if that's true. I don't know if that's completely false, but I did see that in this news article, which is really, really weird. Really weird indeed. Overall, yeah, we're still kind of flat right now. Still kind of flat. A lot of the tech stocks had tremendous movement yesterday. Tesla, in the pre-market was getting killed. It dropped to 600s. Then it recovered, and look at it. Tesla now is back above 800. Wow. So yesterday for tech was just amazing reversal. Amazing reversal. Will it continue? That's the question. Let's see what happens this weekend. Will this war come to a conclusion? Will Russia will they take over Kyiv and basically control the country? We don't know. But right now the markets are looking good, especially for crypto. Especially for Bitcoin coming back above 39. And if this continues, if we can break into the 40s and possibly get back to where Bitcoin was back mid-February, just a few weeks ago, above 42, that would be absolutely fantastic. And then we can build upon that momentum. But a little early to make that call. However, I have been saying, right, you HODL, continue DCA, a lot of opportunities, right? Those of you guys that picked up some of the altcoins recently, well, you're up double digits. Bitcoin, Ethereum, up double digits. XRP, Solana, Cardano, Terra up 23%. Avalanche, Polkadot. I mean, you go down the list, almost everything is double digits, right? So again, no one knows where bottom is. No one could time the bottom. What you do is basically DCA for a long haul, and you'll be rewarded. That's how it works. Indians love dictators. I don't know if that's true, but Russia and India are buddies from the diaper days. I didn't know that connection. That's something new for me. That's something new. I'll have to look more into it. I never knew that Russia and India had such a close connection, but that could play a part. But a lot of things going on behind the scenes. No one truly knows unless you're Putin. Michael asks, how do I buy Strap-on NFT? I mean, the link is in the description. Over 400 have, and I support everyone that did. I appreciate it. Thoughts on Polygon and Gala? I love Polygon. I think they're doing fantastic things, and Gala is a fantastic project too. Do you regret not buying gold and silver? No, not one bit. Not one bit. I don't think I'll ever buy gold and silver, honestly. Gold, I don't even know silver. I know gold. Gold could be treated as a stable coin. But if you're in crypto and you have stable coins, you don't need gold, because a stable coin is truly a stable coin, right? So I just, I'll buy gold in my jewelry, in my watches and stuff like that, but not gold ETFs, not bars of gold. It's just not something that I care about. Pan-Euro-Asian superstate, all of NATO, Europe, Africa, Asia is the end goal of the Belt and Road Initiative. I don't actually know what that means, but okay. Do you think we'll dump to 35K again this weekend? Well, we would have to have some pretty bad news. Never say never, right? We had this V-shaped recovery, right? A dump from 39, basically where we are now. I'm down to 34, then we had a V-shape right back to the same point, right? Can it happen again? Sure. But it really depends on what happens this weekend. What happens with this war? Is there going to be a ceasefire? Is there going to be a truce? Or is there just going to be a total takeover? Is there more devastation coming? There's a lot of things going on. So we're not out of uncertainty yet. J-Town, new subscriber here in the last couple of weeks. Appreciate the education. I appreciate you being here. Welcome. When there's blood in the streets, it's time to buy. I 100% agree with that. DJ says India was under British rule for the longest time. Yes, they're very close to the UK, US. They aren't with Russia. I mean, that makes sense. I known that. I mean, I've known that. That's in the history book. So I don't know why everyone is now saying India is close with Russia. That may be true. I need to do more research on that. But, yeah, what's more interesting about what's going on is China all of a sudden getting into the game, right? The U.S. actually Biden has actually called out China to kind of get involved and stop, stop the invasion. However, we know that Putin and Xi has been buddies now for a while, and is this just a good look for China if they can somehow say, hey, we told Russia to stop, but it's pointless if Russia already has taken over Ukraine, right? Then it becomes pointless. But it would make the U.S. look pretty bad, I would say, because U.S. with all these sanctions didn't get Putin to back down, but Xi did, right? That would not be a good look for the U.S. So I don't know. This is just a theory, but it does seem like the timing of it and everything is all connected together, especially since the invasion happened after the Olympics, right? It could have started very well during the Olympics, but it didn't. It stopped after the Olympics. That is not a coincidence for sure. That is not a coincidence. So, yeah, so we'll have to see how this develops. All right. Anything else? John says China wants Taiwan so they can control the chip market and use it as leverage in negotiation. I mean, that is huge. That's why I don't think it's going to happen. I think Taiwan is too important. It's too important to too many countries, especially the U.S., so I don't think they're going to let that happen. But, again, a lot of people didn't think Ukraine was going to get invaded either, and it happened. So, again, yeah, it's an unknown right now. Thoughts on Curve? I don't like Curve. I don't not like them. I'm neutral on Curve. I think there's better dexes. Okay, let's just put it that way. I don't want to come back down from this cloud. I'm not sure what you mean by that. What do you think about liquid staking? I like staking overall. I think DeFi staking is definitely a good thing and helps people stay strong and motivated. And liquid staking takes it a step further. Basically, you get a synthetic version of what you staked, and you could use that to do whatever else you want in DeFi. It's limited. Not every project offers liquid staking, but it's a good step up from there. It's like a layer above staking. Anchor on Terra has been doing very well. Well, replenish 400 million UST was added into the Anchor reserves, right? Replenish the funds and continues to make money, for everyone that's staked in UST. It's really good. 19.5%. You can't beat that with anything. You can't beat it with anything. Well, outside of liquidity pools, but I mean, in terms of stable coins, it's the best that you can get. Is a hot dog a sandwich? I would say so, yes. I would consider a hot dog a sandwich. Yes. All right. I think that's pretty much it. You know, overall, just want to update you guys. Markets, U.S. markets, still kind of hovering, but it's better than the red in pre-market. Bitcoin and crypto is still on its uprise and looking pretty good right now. Can it break above 40,000, continue on? We'll see. I'll be streaming again in 3 hours, and we'll see how things are. But right now, with the invasion, with Russia, you know, things got more complicated. A lot more complicated. So we'll have to see. You know, Russia is currently trying to occupy Kyiv. Are they going to take over Ukraine and put in some kind of puppet government, right? And what does China have to do with this? And what about NATO and the U.S.? And, you know, what about these sanctions? Are they really working? Right? There's still a lot of uncertainty. So we'll have to see what happens next. But I'll keep you guys informed. So make sure you smash the like and subscribe so you don't miss out. And I'll see you guys in 3 hours, okay? Have a good one, guys. Bye-bye.